When people are released from jail, they have the responsibility to appear in court. But some of these people choose to go on the run.
They go back home to mommy.
And that is when these guys come into the picture. So sit back and listen to the Off the Hook podcast with Chad and Rob.
Very fine people on both sides.
These are real stories, but the names have been changed.
What's going on, guys? I'm Rob.
I'm Chad. What's up?
Man, I tell you what, man, Chad, it's nice to kind of be back in the office a little bit after this long Christmas break. How was your Christmas, sir?
It was good, but I'm glad everybody went home.
Oh God, yeah, same thing. It's my grandma. I love my grandma. Don't believe me. I love her to death, but we had to let her sleep in our bed and with her feet up, and we slept on we got a really nice couch. But man, last night was the first night back in our bed, which is awesome. So what'd you do during over the holidays, man? I know I came over one time. We had to do some paperwork.
So my dad came down to visit right around, just before Christmas.
How's Pops
Which
doing?
was nice. I don't get to see my Pops. Hey, Pops, I know you're watching me. And, we're glad you came down. Do it again as soon as you can.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it was good to see him. And actually, we went down to the Brunswick office and worked on the sign that got demolished from the flood that we had a few months ago.
Oh, yeah.
That unknown named storm that came through and was worse than Hurricane Florence. It was worse than that. I got footage on my Facebook of how bad that was.
Yeah, I saw that.
Video.
That was wild.
That guy that rented the place, he had cameras all over, and he did like a time lapse thing, and like it was way up, like 5 feet up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad I know it's back. It's getting back together now. So I know Frank's down there working his butt off on it.
Yeah, I want to go check and see how he's getting along on it, man.
Man, you know how my Christmas went? If you look at the definition of lazy, my picture was right beside it this week. I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing. Like, I mean, we did a few things and had a good time, but just kind of relaxed with the family. Cooked a lot, ate. One of a surprise Christmas gift that I didn't know until last minute. So Heather bought us. Let me see if I'm gonna pull this up. Heather bought us. There's a place here in Wilmington called iFly. It's an indoor skydiving place, right? Mm-hmm. And a lot of people's done it, and it's fun. I got to see if I can try to pull this up. And let me pause it here. Oh, here we go. So I'm going to play this for you guys because they can't copyright. YouTube can't copyright this. So I'm going to show it now. We've had so many problems with copyright stuff. If I show the audience things, they'll kick it back and say, "Oh, you got a copyright. You can't show it."
Oh, it seemed like we did that with one thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was me, Heather, and my two boys, and we all go out and do this thing. And so this is me in the simulator. So I'm going to switch this over here. All right, so see how you're in this big tube and everybody's sitting over here to your left, right here?
Okay.
Those are the people in line waiting to come in, and you enter in this door right here. And the instructor, he's awesome guy. Let's go ahead and play it. It's only about a minute and a half long. I'm going to turn the music down so we can chit-chat up. All right, so here's my big ass. And I had a cold too over the Christmas holidays. So when I was in here, I had snot flying. I was like, I'm sure that dude's seeing snot fly out of me. I mean, because this wind tunnel is like gnarly.
Okay.
And
Well, that's cool.
So he pushes down, and then we go up. Whee!
Cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's the first time I ever did that.
All right.
We go up and down a few times.
So what else do you have going on for Christmas?
Other than that, that's it, man. We
Well, I saw you and your dad.
Oh yeah. My dad came into town for a few days right before Christmas.
Yep.
And
Right
we
when
went
my
duck
dad was-
hunting.
Yeah.
We went duck hunting out there, and
Came down the marina and saw you.
yeah. I had to pick up the. I actually had to pick up the hard drive.
Oh, yeah,
from
the
you.
load YouTube video. Yeah.
But we had a good time. We saw a bunch of ducks. Didn't kill anything. We shot at a few because we're just bad shots, evidently.
A lot of these stories end with, well, I hurt one of their feelings, but I didn't quite get one.
Yeah, I'm telling you, them things are fast, man.
I will attest to that. Yeah, the time I went with you. Yeah, I think I nipped one time. But
Yeah, you hurt his feelings. That's
yeah,
for sure.
I hurt his feelings for sure. But
His butt won't feel any good.
He got away. But
I'm
yeah,
going again as soon as this weather, man. I what's up with this weather, man?
I seen something about the crazy fog we had.
Yeah.
Like I was watching what's his name, Ant, that I follow on TikTok down in Florida. So there's something to all this heavy fog that they're getting it down there. There's a lot of conspiracy theories on things right now. The chemtrails of planes and the drones of New Jersey and elsewhere. I saw they got one down. Have you seen that supposedly? And
Man, I kind of
is this like a distraction from like something bigger, or like what is this?
I'm just trying to figure out how to stay on a carnivore diet because I blew it all to hell over the holidays.
I came off of mine too. Quickly.
Cookies, chocolate chip,
yeah. All
peanut
the stuff. It's
butter.
funny. Like all my diet consisted of was steak and cookies.
Man, I was doing good, and then the Christmas time came around, and I just blew it because my girlfriend's mama, she cooked chicken and pastry and collard greens, and I was like, yeah, I can't.
No, we went and got. So I got one of those TikTok things, little meat thermometers.
Oh yeah.
That's basically it's a probe that syncs with your phone on an app, so you can we cook 4 of those prime ribs over the weekend, and you stick the probe in there, and your desired temperature that you want it to reach. It measures ambient temperature, air around it, and then your internal target temperature, and then what the actual temperature is, and it tells you on your phone. So it's watching it. So you don't have to take it out of the oven, put a thermometer in it, and check it and see where it's at. You don't have to really pay attention to all that. Your phone lets you know when you reach that internal temperature.
Right.
Great thing,
man.
I would advise anybody to get one of those things if you
I
cook a lot
seen
of
it
meat.
on TikTok, and I was kind of leery. I didn't know what I wanted to get.
Nah,
or not.
man, that's the heat. Get it.
I'm going today,
Yeah,
right now,
yeah.
and buy it because I got some stuff I want.
Oh yeah, so all the we got a ton of meat over the weekend, and we hit those manager specials before they if you can hit it just right, we'll buy all that stuff.
Yeah, I think we might have.
It's
to go
worth
tonight.
it. Yeah, it's worth it. For us, I mean, it's all we eat.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I came over to your house during the holidays, and we sit around and chit chat, and it looks like you were doing the same thing I was, and you're just in your sweats and not shaved
for the most
days.
part. I mean, it's been rainy, nasty outside for today it's kind of nice, 66 high, partially sunny.
I don't
Still
get it.
ponds of water from rain, but hopefully we'll get sun again one day.
Well, I'm ready for the summer
And
already.
they got this cold front coming, man. Have you seen it? Like it's coming from west to east over here.
Oh, that's
and
good.
it's like huge. Yeah,
That's
big.
good for duck hunting.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but I mean, it's supposed to get super cold.
Ooh.
Anyway, we'll see. I just want a little bit of snow.
Well,
We don't get much here. The ocean keeps us just warm enough to where you don't get snow here. It get cold, but it's sunny.
We get some snow every now and again.
It's rare.
It's very rare. But
Yeah.
last time we got some snow, I went hunting in it, and it was cold, and it was coming down early in the morning, but it quit when the sun started coming out. It pretty much was stopping.
That's the way it works. It's like
Yeah.
you get sun and cold. You get cloudy and just warm enough for the winter. Anyway, we'll see.
Well, Chad is on this episode, everybody. Chad, since I told the last one, and this is a New Year's Eve special too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this comes out tomorrow. We're doing it the day before.
Right.
So Chad's going to tell the last story of the year, of a story he did a long time ago.
So yeah, this was a long time. This was before Rob came along. This was when it was just me and James. And back then, see, James is predominantly a PI and a bondsman second. I'm a bondsman first, and I'm a PI second. So that's how we mesh together because we stay in each other's lane. It's always like to put it that way. Well, he did write some bonds from time to time. And I was like, look, man, like you got to be careful because you always think, can I put my hands back on this person if I get them out? That's the theory we pretty much live by, right? Served me well. Everything's not perfect, but it's a good rule of thumb. Well,
tell everybody. All right, before we get into the story, tell everybody why we do not write bonds on people that are not U.S. citizens.
Okay, that's what I was getting to. The problem with doing those bonds in our area is if you write a bond on a person that is not a legal citizen, the jail could have an ICE hold on them.
Yep.
Immigration hold, right? So
don't matter where you're from.
The way it works here is if you write that bond and they have an ICE detainer, they're held for 48 hours in that jail.
After
you write the bond.
Yep.
So what happens is that jail of whatever county alerts ICE that, hey, your person that's illegal is made bond. They made bond, and we're giving you notice. You have 48 hours to either come get them and deport them, or we're going to release them. Okay? So you kind of run that risk. Now, if they do get picked up by ICE,
which is a high probability because they do that.
They do it. They've done it. No, irregardless who's in power, that happens. And the risk is too big for us because once they get picked up, they're a number in the system. They go to Charlotte for here or Atlanta, Georgia. Mm-hmm. Those are the two major hubs for ICE detention.
And I've been to the one in Charlotte.
So
and it is weird because we got somebody, threw him in, and literally I'm out in the parking lot. He comes walking out.
Yeah. So they become a number at that point, and we have to keep track of these people until their case is disposed. Now they're going to get sent back to another country. So the complications of this whole thing is not worth.
No, and the case is still open.
Yeah,
it's never resolved.
Yeah, it's not worth it. So that's why I've always said, unless you're fully collateralized, don't really want to mess with it.
Yeah, we just don't do them. Period. But
in this case, Mr. James thought that with his superior PI knowledge, I guess that we would do this bond, and he had a pretty decent co-signer. It wasn't a huge bond, but still, a loss is a loss, and nobody wants to hit because our loss is a lot more than our gain.
Right.
I think this was like a $2,500, maybe $3,000 bond, something like that. This was a guy that we'll name him Pedro.
Pedro the drunk.
Pedro was a drunk. This was his second DWI, and he liked to drink and drive and not have insurance.
You just can't do that.
And Pedro was not a legal citizen. And anyway, he got out.
I got something for you. Before we get...
before we get to actually tell the story.
The actual story.
Here we go.
I got something, and Chad's going to love this.
La cucaracha, ya no puede caminar, porque no tiene, porque le falta marihuana que fumar.
All
Set
right.
the mood for you.
Yes. I figured y'all would like that because,
Because why not?
why not,
Anyway, so James bonds this guy out. $2,500, $3,000, whatever it was, something like that. It's been a while back. And Pedro does not go to court. We get the forfeiture notice, and I go to James. I'm like, hey, man, thought I said it wasn't a good idea to do this. Look what happened. Your first one. I'm serious. It was his first one. And
His bond ride skills ain't that great.
I was like, okay, man. I mean, I think you learned a lot from that. I think. Well, never mind. I got a Rodriguez over here too. This week. I retract that statement.
It's like him pulling up at Miami Airport. Remember when that big Sombrero?
He's got a thing for that.
I don't know.
Anyway, so I'm like, I go through, and James is notorious for not getting a whole lot of information. Luckily on this one, he had the co-signer's information. Hallelujah. We had that. We had a contact number, which was all good. The co-signer was decent. And meaning she had a few things and a job and a vehicle and, you know.
Was it a wife or girlfriend or?
I don't know what the relationship was, but it was a female American lady.
Gotcha.
Anyway, we call her up and we say, hey, Pedro missed. She's like, well, damn, you know, she starts trying to find out where he's at. And this guy in particular, he had a son, and they were living pretty low key, and
which most of them do.
Right. A lot of times, at least around here, a lot of them in one particular house, wherever they're at. There's quite a few together. They're very good about squirreling their money away. So she finally, after a couple of weeks, gets in contact with him and finds out a little bit of information for us.
Right.
And she says he's working on a sweet potato farm out in
Where I was actually where at?
it was out in Regalwood area, I want to say.
So Bladen.
Yeah,
Columbus.
Regalwood is like a real rural country area
Town.
outside of Wilmington.
Yeah, a little town.
Yeah, it's very small. The largest thing there is a paper mill.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The paper mill, you know, that's why it smells like weird
But
out there.
but it's right there on the corner of like Brunswick, Columbus, Bladen County. But it's in Bladen County, I think. Or is it Columbus?
No, it's Columbus.
Columbus.
Yeah. So she says that they get up really, really early, and there's a van that picks them up, like a school bus picking up kids to go out in these sweet potato fields. I didn't know we had sweet potatoes around here, but there are.
Dude, did you know North Carolina is the largest manufacturer of sweet potatoes in the world?
And now you know.
I found that out because I had to serve some papers on the sweet potato plant up here in Burgall.
I thought it was tobacco. Who would have known sweet potatoes?
Well, North Carolina used to be the biggest producer of tobacco in the world, but now since, I grew up on a tobacco farm, so the tobacco buyout when R.J. Reynolds and Philip Morris and all them.
Probably Virginia now, huh?
Yeah. So they went directly to and had contracts with the farmers, and that kind of did away with the auction. And I remember as a little boy at the auction jumping on the tobacco chutes.
Oh, yeah. My whole family. Yeah, my mom she tells stories of picking tobacco as a kid.
But now we are the largest producer of sweet potatoes. And
All right.
one of the manufacturers for sweet potato fries is out of Burgall.
I mean, you're just full of sweet potato knowledge.
Yeah, man. I found all this out. I had to serve some papers on.
See? You learn in the most unlikely places.
Because I had no idea. I'm like, look, I just got papers here. I don't even care what they're for. But here.
So, all right. So back to Pedro and his sweet potato conundrum.
All right.
I've been wanting to use that word, conundrum. Finally. No, I'm kidding.
You got it, guys.
So she says he gets up, butt crack of dawn, with his son to get on the sweet potato bus. And out in the middle of, we'll just say Regalwood. I think it's Nakana. Nakana,
something like that. That's Columbus County.
But all that's tied together. But
it's
even smaller than that. So it's nowhere. Anyway, so James and I get up at the butt crack of dawn before, and we ride from Wilmington out to this little location. It was dark. We're sitting there, really stick out in this area.
Now,
but luckily no one was up at this hour.
Now, are you at a farm or are you at...
No. So we were actually going to where he got picked up at, supposedly.
Okay.
So we pull up, and it's like Real rural, like the road might have like 3 trailers on it down.
Is it
down
like
the
a
road.
migrant camp?
No, it's just country,
Right.
And there were other houses, but there was this one little gravel road, and she said that he'll come out and the van will come pick them up about, what'd she say? It was like 4:30, 5 in the morning, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Some ungodly hour to get up to be out there, So we're out in the middle, and it was dark. We're sitting there and waiting and waiting. And finally, from the shadows of this little gravel road, came 2 figures off in the distance. We can't identify them. And again,
It's 4:30 in the damn morning.
yeah, and I'm going based on, this was back when he didn't have any social media. I'm going off a jail printout photo.
Oh yeah, black and white.
Now, folks, stay with me here. Hispanic folks generally brown eyes, dark hair.
hair.
It's not like you got a red-haired, blue-eyed Hispanic guy, right? So I'm going off a black and white photo, kind of like,
So you telling me they don't look like this right here?
Who are you? The three amigos!
no, not those guys. But the main guy who said that could be him. I'm just saying.
You remember that movie? That was awesome. Man.
Absolutely, 3 amigos.
Yes, sir. Arriba.
Would you say I have a plethora? Jefe, what is a plethora? You remember that? I love that
Dude, I'm going
movie.
to go home
I
and
love
watch that tonight.
Absolutely. It's the singing bush,
Oh, yeah. The sagebush.
Yeah, it's funny. So anyway, yeah, I got this photo of Pedro, black and white. Honestly, okay, so it comes into play later. We see the 2 figures get on the bus. We're like, we're not going to do
Is it
anything.
a bus or a van?
A van, excuse me. It's like a nice van, like I don't know which, like
It's a big van.
yeah, a van. It's not a bus. It's a van.
Okay.
It'll hold about 10, 12 people, maybe.
If you're Hispanic, 30.
Easy now. That's stereotyping.
Well, I mean,
They do live in close quarters, a lot of them. Anyway, we decide it's not a good time to pull that because it's still dark. We don't know who's in the van, this sort of thing. So What we do is we kind of loosely follow it.
right.
And it makes a couple more stops, and we're back there. It's country roads. There's nobody out. So you got to really let it get ahead of you to
Right.
not look obvious.
Right.
It makes about 2 more stops. Now the sun's starting to peek out, a little bit, and they get to turn into this huge field out in the middle of nowhere. And like I said, the sun's coming up, and we're like, this is when we should do this because it's a field, and we're just going to go ahead and pull this car or this bus van, and we're going to announce ourselves because
Okay.
we have high suspicions. The 2 figures fit what we were told, father and son.
Right.
All right. So we get the when they make another stop, we pull up, we get out, we show them our badges, and we say, look, we have reason to believe that Pedro is on this van.
No habla inglés.
Not a lick of English was spoken on that thing. You could get more English out of a cue ball. If you play pool, you get that joke. Anyway.
You're stupid.
You get it?
Yeah, I
All
got
right,
you.
cool.
I got you. It did. I stopped it. Figured it out.
Keep throwing them. You got to catch them. All right. So,
So we're at this van. All right. What was the look on their faces?
well, they were wide awake. When we came on there and we're flashing badges. We don't know stinking badges. We needed stinking badges. So we had them and we showed them. And we looked there was probably, 8 or 9 people on this bus at this time. Mm-hmm. And like I said,
Can't tell anybody.
I had the black and white crappy photo of Pedro. I'm holding it up.
Is this you?
Is this you? Is this you? Is this you? Damn it. Oh, like, you know. But in the photo, he had a freckle right there.
Oh, yeah.
That's the beauty of identifying marks, right?
Right.
That's why I like tattoos.
They're great.
Tattoos and marks like that,
Right.
right?
No, I
Because
gotcha.
you can't fake the funk.
Reminds me of a story I need to tell.
Yeah. So I'm going through and I go, bingo. Here you go. Pedro. No habla inglés. That's what he's saying to me. And it's, actually, he was quiet. His son was speaking. He said, no, you know. So James, he did this on top of me identifying the guy with the freckle there, right? He looked at the paperwork and he had from the cosigner got his phone number. So James called the number while we're sitting there in front of him, and his phone started ringing.
Oh, no, this is USA. This is USA.
We said, come on, you're coming with us. And it, you know, there was a little frustration from, you know, obviously from the kid. And
Right.
I get it. I mean, the kid was, I think he was like 19, 20 years old, somewhere around in there. And we explained to him, you know, your dad missed court.
Yeah, but you can't be drinking and driving like even
you got to
like,
follow our rules, man. I mean,
tomorrow night's going to be just there's going to be roadblocks everywhere. So please, everybody, we'll bond you out. You know,
but you got Uber. You
got Uber.
You got all these, you know, things you don't have to drive.
No, we want you to get home safely. We don't want you to get hurt or anybody else, but we want you to get home safely and don't do anything stupid. That's what we would want. But if you do something stupid, we're here to bond you out. So,
but hey, you can say that till you're blue in the face, and some people will still drive.
I know.
Anyway, we did our part. We get Pedro to the car. You know, he's in handcuffs. We got him back there. He's sitting back there quiet. We're making our way back to the county jail in New Hanover. And we're like, why don't you go to court, man? And I swear, the closer we got to that jail, the better that man's English got. It was amazing.
He spoke like a scholar, didn't he?
By the time we were turning down the road to the jail, he spoke better English than we did. And he just said, I just didn't want to go. So you lie. I mean, dude lied.
Right.
You know, it's his second DWI. He had to learn a hard lesson, man. I don't know exactly how it turned out for Pedro. You know, with second DWI, you're facing jail time.
Yeah.
Not legal either. So I don't know how it went for Pedro.
But that is $2,500, $3,000 off the books.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to worry about it anymore.
We don't let anything go. I mean, James and I went to Texas for a $1,000 bond.
Me and you went to Georgia for a $1,000 bond.
Probably.
I can't remember how much it was.
We
was
have
small.
paid one that was, you know, was way too far for the money, but
The cosigner paid it.
yeah. Well, I think we've had to do one or two where, you know, it was just financially not, you know.
We knew where he was at.
And I think they went north, and it was a 500.
I'm telling you, we need to have Sal on. And did we talk? Yeah, we talked about the West Virginia one. Never mind.
You did the West Virginia, but he's got more. We'll have Sal back on.
Yeah. We're gonna have him back on. That was good stuff.
Yeah.
So Pedro the drunk is he's.
I don't know if he learned a lesson or not. I don't know what happened to Pedro.
Right.
Dude drank and lied. And, well, I mean, one of his other charges was resisting arrest. He probably played no habla when he was drunk, too. I don't know. But he's going to learn.
Well, I can tell you, I'm going to be drinking tomorrow night. I'm going to have me a few.
Are you?
Yeah. My old neighbor. So when I lived in Rocky Point,
Yeah.
my old neighbor, before I left, he come over. He makes moonshine. He made honey habanero.
Oh, that sounds
and
good.
it is so good.
Yeah,
It's so
sounds good.
tasty. So I'm gonna drink that tomorrow night and ring in. Well, I might ring in midnight. I don't know, man. I'm usually.
I'm gonna ring in 10:30.
What you got any plans for tonight? Well, since this is being aired tomorrow, so you have any plans for tonight?
Tonight?
Yeah.
As in Monday
New
night?
Year's.
No.
As in Tuesday night.
No.
Got no plans?
No.
Man,
Not
you
that
got to come out to Lizzie B's saloon and come see us. I'm playing for like an hour on the guitar with Jason and Adam, and we're going to be up there for like 3.5 hours, something like that. I might play for, 20, 30 minutes. But you ought to come out and come check it out. And because as soon as I'm done playing, I'm start drinking. I can't drink a whole lot.
Never going to get to that carnivore, are you?
No, I am New Year's Day. We're going to start back New Year's Day because you got to eat black eyed peas.
Okay.
Got to eat black eyed peas New Year's Eve. Is it New Year's Eve or New Year's Day?
New Year's Day.
All right, New Year's Day.
Yeah.
So we got to eat some black eyed peas, and plus I love black eyed peas.
Yep.
I love
Collard
black-eyed peas.
greens, black eyed peas.
Yeah. Some good stuff. Well, that was the story of Pedro the drunk. Chad, that was awesome. I got some ideas now of some stories to tell. It's weird how you'll tell a story.
Triggers one, yeah.
And it triggers one,
Yeah.
and it goes back and forth. So that's why we're going back and forth.
Yep.
But man, we need to get. I know Ellie Coleman's coming on. I spoke with her this morning.
Okay.
She's a bond that we did.
She's a success story. That
many
we had.
years ago,
Yeah,
we had
she
a-
started out rough, but yeah, she's done well.
And I knew her before that. And then, she got some trouble, got her out. She took off on us. Me and Chad had to go get her. And then,
She's doing good with her comedy thing.
oh,
right?
man, she's doing
she's
awesome.
funny.
Man, Ellie, I'm sure you're listening because I talked to her this morning. And she says she's always listening to us.
Oh, yeah, she.
We love
Ellie.
you, and we're so glad. If there's any, all the years of us doing this, if there's one thing that we can do good to help somebody, you're it, and you're the story that we need to tell.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Be glad to have you.
Yes, absolutely. I miss her working up there at the pizza place.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, she was good, but she's doing comedy now. She's doing some roofing. Like she
Got to
goes.
do what you got to do before you dream, man.
Yeah, I'm
Dream
telling
it.
you, she's doing great. She's got a kid now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got
How's that work?
Man, that's well, well.
It's like,
Yeah, she'll tell you. She'll tell you.
Okay.
She loves.
last I checked, she was married to a woman, right?
Right. They had a kid.
They had one, or they
Or
got
they-
one,
no, they-
or they found one on the side of the road. How I know mathematically that doesn't work.
Yes. I think I'm not sure. We have to ask her. Like, how did that work out?
Ellie, I know you got a good sense of humor and you're laughing about this.
Yes, absolutely.
So come on here and explain yourself.
She wanted me to sing this song with the band, with my band. She goes, "Here, you need to sing this song. It's picking on like he picks on a gay person, he picks on a trans person." I'm like, you know what? It'd be cool, but I ain't gonna do all that because who the hell knows who's gonna be out in the audience.
I mean, she's a gay Trump supporter too.
oh yeah, she is. But
Love
she
it.
doesn't. She don't take none of that woke bullshit. She
Well,
don't like it.
See, and that's what makes her awesome, because her, she lives her life and she don't have to parade around some crazy.
But she
woke
has
agenda.
a fucking badass mullet, man.
No, she
I
does
love
have a
that.
nice mullet, man.
Yeah, she's done a great job. She was telling me a story about her. I was like, "How's the kid doing?" She's like, "Oh, he's doing great. He just looked at me the other day and like took his diaper off and just squatted down and took a shit right in the middle of the floor." I was like, "Welcome to parenthood."
Nice.
Mine did that.
I mean, Joe Dirt ain't got nothing on that mullet.
Oh no. Her mullet is pristine.
Yeah, we'll have to check that out.
All right. So,
All right.
Well, Chad, that was a great story, man.
Hey, man,
Love
one more to tell. Right?
And it's the last episode for 2024.
That's a wrap.
That is a wrap. We have been doing this for almost 6 months, or about 6-7 months now.
Yeah, something like that.
So,
It's fun.
if you like what you hear, you can always go on YouTube and see our beautiful faces off the Hook podcast. You can see all the merch that we're wearing now. I got the hat on today. I think you got your hat on backwards.
I do. I just, for some reason, spun it around today.
Gotcha.
I was in concentration mode.
He had to tell the story.
I had to tell my story.
And
Had to
we've been
remember
off. We've been off for a while, so we don't know how to do this.
it. Yep. Today's a recoup day.
All right, so yeah, go on to YouTube, check us out, Off the Hook Podcast, like, subscribe, comment, and hell, hit us up. We can have you in here, talk to you.
Right on.
We don't have to tell a story every single time, but mostly all the time. But we can have something going on different.
Anything related to our world of stuff.
Yeah.
But
until then, Happy New Year, Mr. Taylor.
Happy New Year to you too, Roberto.
And we will
happy trails.
Happy trails
to you.
Until
see
then,
you next year.
I'm Rob.
And I'm Chad.
And we will see you in 2025.
Right on.
Peace out.
You've been listening to Off the Hook with Chad and Rob. We hope you've enjoyed the show. Make sure to like, rate, and review. And be sure to follow us for notifications for another exciting episode. But in the meantime, you can go to our website at www.offthehookbail.com to see more. So until next time, stay out of trouble, or it'll be you that needs to get off the hook. See you soon.